Hello everyone, I'm Mike Ribbon and welcome to Saturday Night Shootout. This weekend the Newcastle Falcons are on the road, the Doomsday Double, Adelaide and Perth. Last night in Adelaide they played the Adelaide 36ers and only once in the National Basketball League history have the Falcons managed to beat the 36ers, and that was last year here at home. In Adelaide at the Apollo Stadium, they are a very, very formidable outfit indeed. Sit back and enjoy the match between the Adelaide 36ers and the Newcastle Falcons.
Good evening everyone, and we're into the first quarter, the 36ers against the Newcastle Falcons. And joining me as always on the commentary bench, good evening to Lynn Parnell.
Good evening Andrew, everybody. There goes Darryl Pearce with the first of his outside shots for the game, not successful. And away comes James Bullock, the Melbourne recruit, now playing with the Newcastle Falcons. Newcastle in a rebuilding stage. They have a fairly young team. Bullock looking to go one-on-one, good defence from Davis. Bullock eventually shoots over the top of Davis, and there's Lazard coming in over the top, but it's the 36ers. Ninnis again opening, goes all the way to the hoop, not successful, gets the own rebound, puts it back up, again not successful, and a big rebound from Bullock.
Yes, Bullock's going to be a real danger man for the 36ers tonight. Of course, he wasn't Ken Cole's first choice as a pick. Great drive from Michael Johnson, cut beautifully to the bottom of the key. The pass was perfect. And Lynn, you'll see a lot of Michael Johnson tonight.
Yes, Michael Johnson.
Got the hold 22 on the cutter. 22 on the cutter, there's a hold. Right beside.
Fouls there called, but Michael Johnson, averaging some 28 points a game, is now the all-time leading scorer for the Newcastle Falcons. And the man can shoot. He hit 50 points last year as Bradley opens the scoring for the 36ers, and Michael Johnson will shoot from outside. He made 8 three-point shots from 15 attempts at 53%.
Shoot two. Just behind.
Foul is 5. Block. 2 shots.
Well, Boddy, we asked you this in the Illawarra game, and we perhaps were all wrong. Can you really see Newcastle holding the 36ers over 4 quarters?
No, I think the game should stay close for a while that tension is run out, because I think the guys will be fairly tense about winning this game, having lost the first 2. But overall, you'd expect Adelaide to win this one by quite a few points. Plenty.
Well, Newcastle have had one big win so far in the NBL this year. Scored an overtime win over last year's grand finalist, the Canberra Cannons. So they can play. Certainly Johnson, Lazard and Bullock can play. We haven't seen a lot of Harvey. Schaefer good for 2.
I think we have to put that win against Canberra into perspective. Phil Smythe was not playing in that game, and as basketball fans would know, there goes Johnson, not successful. Big rebound from Schaefer. But certainly Ken Cole's team in a rebuilding stage. Good handoff, 2 points. And that's the sort of penetration that Scott Ninnis can give. He drives to the basket, and that's a lovely assist as he gives 2 points to his teammate in Bradkey. Underneath, Lazard, spectacular dunk.
Well, that's what he likes to do, they tell me. He can block them and he can dunk them. Perhaps not had the reviews that you would expect from a complete basketballer, but that wasn't a bad start. Well blocked by Neil Turner.
And already the 36ers taking the ball to the hoop. Ninnis not frightened to drive in amongst the tall timber. Good defence from Newcastle, but it's making the defence commit. Here goes Davis. Not successful. Bullock with the rebound. Johnson wants it. There goes the alley-oop pass, intercepted by Schaefer this time. It's 3 on 2. Bradkey.
Good shot, Tom. 22 onto the shot for 2 shots. Bang.
Boddy, you can already see that Tom Schaefer gets into the game very early.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Schaefer. Also, at the moment that you notice the Sixers are trying to get into the running game as much as possible. They want to run these guys. This is the main core of the Newcastle team on the floor at the moment. If the Sixers can sort of get them tired early, then we should have a blowout.
Well, already 2 fouls on the young point guard, Peter Harvey. That was his second to put Mark Bradkey on the foul line. 5 points now to Bradkey.
This Newcastle team, Andrew, is reminiscent probably of the early days of Ken Cole's coaching when he was in charge of the St Kilda team, where he ran with a bunch of young kids with 1 or 2 experienced players and built them over a period of some 4 or 5 years into a great team.
You can hear the crowd's reaction to that call from referee Michael Butler. It really does look as though Harvey just slips over. There you see it in the screen. But the foul was awarded to Scott Ninnis. Bullock now takes on Davis. And another good rebound to Tom Schaefer. He's pulled down 3 early rebounds. Make that 4. Pierce gives off to Bradkey again. A lovely little handoff. 2 points, Bradkey.
7 points now to Mark Bradkey. Nice handoff and nice assist from Pierce. And the 36ers defence forces the error. And Coach Shipway calling out Schaefer to come out as the guard and come off the screen. There goes Pierce. Alley-oop pass inside to Davis. He can shoot over the top and foul.
Number 6 on the elbow.
Well, Body, Newcastle really can't afford to get into early foul trouble, can it?
No, they're mainly known as an offensive team. Defense has never been their specialty, shall we say. And I think what Don Shipway wants is that we're out on the fast break, we run as much as possible. But if not, he wants the team to pass the ball around quite a bit and find out whether this Newcastle team can play any defense for any prolonged period of time.
Well, one name that was familiar with Newcastle last year, but no more, is Bill Jones, who was a former captain of the 36ers. Ken Cole took him up there to Newcastle last year. But Bill was let loose from his contract and now playing in the SEABL. I think with Gippsland. Lazard on the turnaround. Another rebound to Schaefer. Make that 5 now. 11 plays 5. The Sixers a good start. And it is the Sixers ball.
Yes, Bill Jones playing with the Gippsland Lakers along with another former Adelaide player, Don Gibson, who was playing here in the local league with West Adelaide. Pierce from outside, good.
Well, Ken Cole already making a substitution now. Big Neil Turner comes out. No, they changed their mind. Now a timeout from Ken Cole. 14 plays 5. That's a solid start by the Sixers. The crowd shows its appreciation.
Start the second quarter. The 36ers immediately gain possession. The opening lineup: Scott Ninnis, Mark Bradkey, Mike Mackay, Tom Schaefer and Mark Davis.
And for Newcastle, we've got Steele out there. We've got Lazard, Bullock. Basket from Schaefer. On the bench we have Body Nodge.
That's good to see. Newcastle has tried something different. They came out in the zone, which is at least something different, something tactical. And of course, Tom Schaefer scored against it immediately, but maybe that'll do something for him.
Can it work with Adelaide shooters, Body?
It's worth a try. The man-to-man certainly wasn't working. And at the rate we're going, we're going to see about 160 points scored here by Adelaide, so they have to try something.
Well, Scott Ninnis with speed then picked up the ball and away he went. The foul was always going to happen. And Peter Hill just couldn't contain the speed of Scott Ninnis. And again, the Falcons in the zone. There goes the shooters, Mackay. I am surprised that the Falcons have gone to a zone, because when you look at the people on the floor, the 36ers do have some excellent outside shooters. That's a long bomb from Johnson. Had a look about dropping through, but didn't. And again, one pass and a shot from Newcastle.
On the other hand, Lynn, the 36ers looking quite settled. They're playing their offense, but Bradkey loses that one to James Carr.
Well, Coach Shipway screaming at the referee, saying that there's hands fouls in there. Referee Jeff Weeks not going to be intimidated. And away came the Falcons. And Michael Johnson will inbound for the team in blue.
All of a sudden, 20 points the difference. Fouls on Davis.
Well, a bit of frustration there showing.
Hand check, sideball.
A lot of frustration showing there on the face of Mark Davis. Looking for a bit of consistency, I think, Andrew, from the referees at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think that's the word that immediately comes to mind. James Bullock goes straight to the basket. 6 points now to James Bullock. Mark Bradkey takes the rest. Simon Cottrell comes on the court. And Body, in the game against Illawarra, when Cottrell, the ex-Canberra player, came onto the court, he actually lit the 36ers up in that first impression.
Yes, he ignited them very well, particularly defensively. I don't know if they're going to need that from him at this stage. I probably need a little offense from him. Actually, I'm surprised that Don took Bradkey out. I thought he might have taken Davis out, actually.
Well, the shot misses by Cottrell. 45 plays 27.
Well, Hill goes all the way, but a big block from Cottrell. Classic 3-on-2. And Schaefer will make that basket. No, Cottrell picks it up and puts it through.
Another substitution made by Newcastle. Peter Hill comes out, Peter Harvey comes back.
Well, Coach Cole not happy there. But here goes Johnson. Nice handoff, Bullock. Oh, good defence. Bullock tries to tip it in once, twice, and successful the second time.
Well, great work from both James Bullock and from Tom Schaefer. Schaefer fought him all the way. But Newcastle staying in this game. They're down, but certainly haven't given up. Davis at the top of the key, takes on Lazard, puts it straight in. 11 points now to Mark Davis. More substitutions made. The big man Lazard goes out, and the big man Kruger comes in. Number 11, Grant Kruger, and he's a huge man. Johnson off the glass, misses. Kruger immediately into the play. No one wants to take him on. Puts it in for 2.
Yes, Kruger, a very solid player. Only about 6'6", but certainly a solid man, very strong boy. There's a handoff. Cottrell, not...
44 to the offense.
Well, Buddy, you were closest to that one. Was it a charge on Simon Cottrell?
Let's say he was a little bit unlucky on that call.
Yeah, let's
as for Kruger, I don't know where Ken Cole recruits some of these guys. The boy's only 19, probably must do his recruiting in the coal mines in Newcastle.
Well, Mike Mackay just gave him a nice elbow in the back because Kruger gave Mike Mackay one. So there's no love lost between the two big boys.
Yeah, Kruger's job will be to set a few screens around the top of the key to enable Johnson to come off, get free. And Kruger just gave Tom Schaefer one in the stomach to go on with. Up goes the shot from Hill. There's a rebound from Bullock, not successful. Oh, travel not called. Bullock now with the ball, handoff. Good block from behind from Mackay. And Schaefer comes away with the ball. The Sixers now immediately run down the floor. Ninnis, handoff to Mackay from outside. Not successful. Ninnis with a rebound, puts it up. Not successful. And away come the Falcons. Michael Johnson should stop and set something up. Little basket attempted there by Peter Harvey, but tipped in by Bullock.
Substitution called by the 36ers. Darryl Pearce comes in. Scott Ninnis takes a well-earned break again. Been a good player tonight, Scott Ninnis, as he was against Illawarra. 49 plays 33.
Shooting percentages, the Sixers shooting percentage 68% from the floor. Oh, and that was a big screen and a
push. He didn't have to the first time. The first time was fine.
You see Darryl Pearce there remonstrating. Grant Kruger set another tough screen. Darryl Pearce hit it, and an offensive foul rather than a defensive foul was called. So things getting a bit willing now.
Well, Lynn, I just think the players are getting a little bit frustrated by perhaps not so much great inconsistency, but some things have been a little inconsistent.
Number 44.
Yeah. I got him 2.
You want to go through?
I got him 2, not missed.
Okay. Foul is 44 on the arm here. Got 2 shots. Okay. Got a timeout
So
to Adelaide.
things not going too right at the moment, so substitutions called, this time by the West End 36ers. An obvious foul there against Simon Cottrell on Michael Johnson. 49 plays 33. It gives us a chance to take a break. The complexity of the game changed just a little bit as Newcastle comes back at the 36ers, but the Falcons still trail by 16 points. Now 15 as Michael Johnson puts another point in. He has 10 points now, so into double figures.
Yes, the Falcons need to improve their foul shooting. Only shooting 50% from the line. And we see a full court press now put on by the Falcons in an attempt to upset the 36ers. Schaefer's going to bring it down fairly easily against Kruger. And you hear the shouts from Coach Shipway to run the offense. It's a bad pass from Cottrell. Michael Johnson hands off to Kruger, and 2 points off the glass to Kruger.
So 4 points now to Grant Kruger, and it was obvious what Ken Cole told his players at the last substitution. Let's go to a press. What did Don Shipway have to say?
He gave his charges some very good advice. He said, don't get rattled by the rough stuff. Just make sure you run your offense correctly and get the shots and put the shots away, and that's far more effective than pushing guys back afterwards.
Mr. Body Nodge on the bench, as he will be all season. Bradkey from outside.
You're holding his arm down 11 on the rebound.
Foul on Kruger.
Foul is 11, holding the arm down on the rebound. Inside.
That's Kruger's first foul for the game. I think we can expect a few more from Kruger.
And yet, surprisingly, Lynn, that most of the fouls on that foul board are up against the 36ers, Cottrell, Davis and Bradkey, all with 2. Peter Harvey, the only player from Newcastle with 2 fouls.
And away come the Falcons. It's Bullock. Johnson back to Bullock. Bullock's going to work on Bradkey. Good defence and helping out from Cottrell. But that's a great basket from Bullock. Shoots over the 2 to bring up his 12th point. It's now a 10-point ball game. The 36ers are on 49. They lead the Falcons on 39.
Well, at one stage, the Sixers led by 20. Bradkey off the glass. No good. And again, a rebound. So Newcastle starting to get some rebounds as well, Lynn.
And that's because of undisciplined offence from the 36ers. It's been one pass and a shot. That's a long bomb from Michael Johnson. 36ers run.
Oh, gee whiz. Referees letting it go to Newcastle, and it seems not doing the same for the 36ers. And Michael Mackay letting Michael Butler know. So back to an 8-point game. Buddy, am I being too harsh on the refs or not?
No, they definitely need to clean this up a little bit, because this could get dangerous. There's some pretty big bodies running around on that floor.
Yes, I think it's the lack of consistency that is frustrating the players. Davis goes to the basket. And again, the 36ers scream for a hands foul, not called. Peter Harvey with the ball now. That's Chris Steele, nowhere to pass it. Harvey, Johnson. There's the interception, Cottrell to Pearce, and Pearce picks the ball up 2 points off the mark.
5 points now to the 36ers skipper. 51-41, back to a 10-pointer. Body, the Sixers really needed that basket just to settle them down a bit.
Yeah, they've been outscored 12-0, so they definitely needed that basket. There's no doubt they're rattled by the physical style. They just got to settle down and get back into what they were doing earlier.
Cottrell.
Gee, there was just at the other end, as Mark Davis took that rebound, there's some pretty unfriendly stuff getting into his back that went unseen by the refs. Johnson from outside. It's a violation. It's out of court over the back. Simon Cottrell comes out for Adelaide. Tom Schaefer back in. .51 plays 41.
So Scott Ninnis with the ball, uses the screen, throws it across to Pearce. Pearce goes one-on-one against Harvey, hands it off into the middle, and good hands from the Falcons as they get the ball down the court quickly. Johnson. That's Peter Harvey. Guarded by Ninnis. The shot clock counts down. There's only 15 seconds remaining. Bullock.
Watch the arms, don't hook.
Shoots off the top of the screen set by Johnson. Rebound by Schaefer. The 36ers are running. Ninnis.
And it drops. Great effort from Scott Ninnis. Got fouled maybe once, twice or 3 times. They all chop at him. And watch this ball. It's a long way up and finally takes a bounce, and in she comes, and the foul, so Scott Ninnis can make it a 3-point play. He has 6, but he really has played better than those stats suggest. Lynn, he's given off some good stuff tonight.
Yes, he has. Successful with the bonus shot. So that takes the West End 36ers to 54, and they lead the Newcastle Falcons on 41. Oh, that's a nice move. That's a top move from Chris Steele. Feint, drove to the basket. That's his second basket. He has 4 points. Schaefer, guarded by Steele, but it'll be a hands foul.
Number 15, reaching in on the hold at the side.
Well, Buddy, I could hear down on the bench from you some sarcastic comments from the 36ers bench, finally getting some calls going their way.
Yeah, well, that's not unusual. When you get a bit frustrated and things go wrong, you tend to focus on the referees. which is sometimes a mistake, but I think in this case, Newcastle definitely tried to go physical, and I don't think the referees were awake to it.
There's Davis. Tipped in by Bradkey. 13 points now to Mark Bradkey. And Mark Bradkey doing a very good job offensively for the 36ers. He's chasing in, picking up offensive rebounds. And at the other end of the floor, he's done a good job defensively and picked up quite a few rebounds. Johnson, guarded by Pierce. There's a loose ball. Bullock is able to pull it in. He's guarded by Schaefer. And the Newcastle Falcons are standing. There is no movement away from the ball. Up goes the shot. Here goes Ninnis again with speed. He'll go all the way to the hoop.
Gee, Newcastle really just chopping.
Number 4 for the block. 2 shots now.
They're no longer even clever fouls. These are just chop at the hands and knock the bloke down.
Well, Todd Hadaway was the defensive player, committed that foul. There was certainly no technique or finesse with that foul. Ninnis was speed, was going hard to the basket, and there was just a hack.
Oh, referee Jeff Weeks blows the whistle for 10 seconds, which means they must be back out on the court. Vinny, are you surprised that we haven't seen a lot of Lazard? I mean, he did start and then played perhaps half the first quarter, but I don't think we've seen him since, have we?
No, we haven't. Lazard was quite impressive early, took that baseline drive, slam dunk with the left hand. He's come back onto the floor after that last timeout with 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining until half-time. He doesn't have a lot of moves. He's obviously a very good rebounder, and if he can pick up some offensive rebounds, he loves to dunk. But what's happening is that defense for the 36ers are blocking him out, not giving him the opportunity to get to the offensive rebound.
Well, Boddy, we were taking guesses of what Don Chipway would be telling his players. What did he tell them?
Exactly this. As you can see on the floor, they're running a full court press here to try and pick up a couple of cheap points before the half.
There's 2 of them. Double figures for Ninnis. The move's worked already, but Lazard is back. Steal across to Johnson, out to Hill. A nice move into Bullock. 2 points.
2 points off the glass. But immediately Ninnis gets the ball down the court quickly, inside to Bradkey. Off the glass for 2. 15 points now to Mark Bradkey, and if this scoring rate continues, we could be in for a record.
Boddy Nodge on our bench.
Yeah, Andy, I was just going to say that James Bullock seems to be the only player now consistently hurting us from Newcastle. Earlier I mentioned when Cottrell came in, I was surprised that Davis was left on him. I think he's certainly on top of Davis defensively. Maybe a move from Schaefer might be the way to go.
And there goes Bullock with another tip-in to bring up his 18th point. The Falcons' 47th point. They trail the West End 36ers on 61.
As we said earlier, Bullock wasn't Ken Cole's first choice.
Side ball. Foul is on 3-4. Block. 1+1. Hey, you pushed him out.
Ken Cole actually brought out 2 Americans. Greg Lazard, who is on the court now. There you see him in your screen, number 34. The foul is on Lazard. And a very good friend of Greg Lazard, a fellow by the name of Tom Curry, but he's since gone back to the States. Lazard has stayed. James Bullock, who was formerly with the Melbourne Tigers, didn't have a club. Ken Cole only too happy to take him on, and with 18 points in the first half, Lynn has done the job.
He has. I agree with Botty. He is really the only one that is doing the job for the Newcastle Falcons. Michael Johnson was looking to be a threat early. He's been well contained, and the Falcons have been restricted to 47 points with just over 2 minutes remaining to half-time.
13 points now to Mark Davis. The lead to the West End 36ers is 16. And as Lynn Parnell just told you, just on 2 minutes to play. First half, Apollo Stadium in Adelaide. Hope you're enjoying this game in Newcastle. Ball goes into Lazard. Thinks about it, comes to Pierce, gets tripped from behind. Accidental, most certain.
24 for the push. It's 1-on-1 now.
Well, I really think Lazard just got his feet tangled in Daryl Pierce's. Certainly not intentional. Don Chipway will take the calls any way he can.
Well, a lot of pressure on Daryl Pierce with this shot, Andrew. He needs just 1 point to bring up his 4,000th point in the National Basketball League, and that's a fine effort, but I think he'll be feeling the pressure with this foul shot.
Well, do you reckon he knows, Lynn?
There it is, so that's 4,000 points now to Daryl Pearce, the West End 36ers captain.
Yeah, that's a great effort. That is a lot of baskets. That really is a lot of baskets. So congratulations to the skipper. The fast break is on again, and so is Kruger. He's back on the court. This is Peter Hill now. Has Johnson. Ninnis gives him no room. Bullock again takes on Davis, misses. It's short. It'll come back to Bullock, though. Working hard in there. 1:33 to play, first half.
So there goes Johnson. Hands off. Pearce with another assist to Ninnis.
Bang.
Well, that's 12 points now to Scott Ninnis. And gee, he's really lit up the 36ers since he's been elevated to the first 5 position. Certainly justifying the coach's confidence. Good rebounds from Schaefer. There goes Ninnis to Bradkey. Not successful with the pass. It was an excellent interception. And here goes Johnson. Not frightened to take the shot after one pass. Under pressure. Bang, down it goes. 13 points to Michael Johnson. And gee, he's got all the confidence in the world. No rebounds underneath if in case he missed. No security blanket. Not necessarily down at when.
So a mistake from the 36ers. Ends up with 2 points to Newcastle. Schaefer turns around, misses. Davis gets it though. Too strong inside, Mark Davis. Crowd appreciative.
15 points now to Mark Davis, and it's 20 points in favour of the West End 36ers.
Daryl Pearce just copped one in the chops. Johnson to Hill to Bullock. Bullock from outside. Oh, strong rebound, Kruger. It goes back outside to Peter Hill. Gee, that looks all right. No, it'll come to Ninnis. He has Pearce. 3 on 2. Kruger again.
Yes, Chris Steele did very well to get back, get a hand to it. Here goes Johnson, guarded by Schaefer.
There is no score. It's half-time. Bradkey makes sure of it. The ball sticks. A good, entertaining first half here at the Apollo Stadium. The West End 36ers lead by 20. 6 straight to Ninnis. Gee, Lynn, you have to be impressed with Ninnis's game tonight.
Yes, Ninnis has really done a good job. Gee, there's Davis from 3 points. 18 points now to Mark Davis. And Mark Davis likes to think of himself as an outside shooter. And that basket certainly would give him some confidence.
Well, Grant Kruger's out there as well for Newcastle. He'll be setting some tough screens. That ball thrown away by Newcastle. No, Turner picked it up just inside the line. A big man is Neil Turner. 6'11", 6'11 and a half. Bullock, he's been Newcastle's best player tonight. Davis, clever to Pearce. If it was intended, it was brilliant. Ninnis now to Davis again. Can he make it 6? No. Strong rebound, Bullock. 72 plays 49. Johnson all the way, has Kruger underneath. Bradkey can't stop that, so Kruger makes 2 more. He's been effective, Lynn, 6 points.
Yes, he has, and he's been more effective in offense without the ball, setting some pretty tough screens.
My word, I wouldn't like to run into him. Daryl Pearce from outside.
10 points now to Daryl Pearce, and he likes to come off of that screen. Did it well, was free, and made no mistake. There goes Turner. That's Johnson. Peter Harvey. Not a lot of movement without the ball. Inside the Bullock. Good defense from the Sixers. Mark Davis with a strong rebound. And again, the Sixers run. There's Schaefer. He's free. Goes with the right hand off the glass. Bit off balance. I think he was surprised that there was an avenue to the bucket there. But
yes.
Good work on behalf of the Falcons to get back and play some defense.
24 points the difference. The 36ers in front. Really busting to open their winning account in the 1990 NBL season. Newcastle, of course, coming into this game were 1 from 2. They lost to Eastside and beat Canberra. The rebound is Bradkey's. Now has Schaefer. Schaefer moves it downstream to Davis, goes across to Pearce, but he comes out.
Wise move with Big Turner there, but Pearce now goes to the bucket
and is fouled.
So Daryl Pearce will go to the foul line.
Number 6, hands on the head. We've got 2 shots now.
You can hear the call there from referee Jeff Weeks. Daryl Pearce has scored over 4,000 points now in the National Basketball League, and that's a fine effort for his 205th game.
Oh, tremendous effort. Body Nodge, are you surprised that we haven't seen a lot of Greg Lazard? I mean, that's really not what a coach wants from an American import, to be having him sitting on the bench.
Yeah, he's got 3 fouls, Andy, which is a bit of a problem because of the style of game he plays. It's inside. It'd be very easy for him to pick up his 4th or 5th. But then with 20-odd points in front, I don't think there's anything to lose by having him out there. Then again, I guess he's looking at Kruger. Kruger's done some handy things from some physical things. So, I mean, you'd want to get more out of Lazard than what he's got, absolutely.
So your first impressions aren't overly high so far, although we haven't seen him a lot.
No. Well, if he's going to get in foul trouble, we're not going to see him a lot, and that's not what you want from your import.
True story. Harvey with the ball. Bullock wants it, has it now, goes around Davis, goes around Schaefer, but goes out of court in the meantime.
Well, the big problem that the Falcons has is that the only person moving on the floor is the man with the ball. And the other 4 stand. And when the defence is overplaying, the Falcons haven't got anyone that they can pass the ball to, so they're all trying to do it individually, and that isn't working. They're putting up shots under pressure. That's reflected in their stats, and that's reflected in the scoreboard.
And yet, Lynn, it worked for them in the very first play of the night when they did a lovely little cut to Harvey. They scored the first 2 points of the game, and they haven't done it since.
That's right. Shot from Davis is good. Over the top of Kruger. Kruger's not going to be able to contain Davis in that low post position, so the Sixers can throw the ball in low. Davis now has 20. There goes Harvey. A handoff. Schaefer gets a hand of the ball. The Sixers are running. Pierce wants it. Schaefer now in the ball. Beautiful pass.
That's the 36ers at their best. Race it down court, 2 quick passes and finish it off with 2 points. The game is out to 29 now. 80 plays 51.
There's Harvey. Harvey from outside. Down it goes for 2 points.
On the bench we've got Body Nodge as always.
Mark Davis is absolutely playing a tremendous offensive half now. He's not having to worry at all about James Bullock, but Don Shipway made the defensive change. He's put Bradke on Bullock, and that's left Davis on Kruger, so he's got not so much to do defensively, and he's gone berserk offensively as a result.
12 points now to Tom Schaefer. So Peter Harvey now. He's being guarded by Ninnis. That's Turner. Oh, nice handoff from Johnson underneath the Bullock. Bullock not able to make the basket, and a fine rebound from Schaefer.
Well, that was one of James Bullock's few mistakes tonight. He really has been Newcastle's only winner, consistent winner. 82 plays 54. Harvey, he can go all the way to the hoop. That's a good little drive for 2 points. Substitutions called by the 36ers. 4 points to Peter Harvey. Well, Buddy, you said he was playing a great game, but he's off the court now. Mark Davis comes out for a breather. Simon Cottrell back on.
He might have used this breather actually in the second quarter, might have paid off. But well, we've got a run going at the moment. Don chewed him out at half-time. He wasn't at all happy with the way they let Newcastle get back into it in the second quarter. And I think it's paying dividends with the way they'd come out in the second half.
And Davis leaves the floor with 22 points. He's made 8 from 13 and picked up 10 rebounds. So that's a fine offensive effort from Mark Davis.
Gee, the thing that looks good about the 36ers now, they had 3 or 4 or 5 passes. Brad doesn't like the call.
Push in. Slow ball.
Well, it's interesting when there's a pushing foul called as the elbow swings around the area of the jawline. But certainly Michael Butler is much closer to us, and I'd suspect he has to be, given some of the interpretations that we've seen tonight.
Don Shipway certainly not happy with that call. Bradke seen to come off worse. Turner on the turnaround. Bullock will get this. And Darryl Pierce fouls him.
On the floor, over the arm. Substitution, come in.
So substitutions called again for Newcastle. Chris Steele comes in.
That quick, it's not that quick.
Grant Kruger goes out.
And Darryl Pierce is saying, well, you called a push at one end, why don't you call the push at the other? But the man on the line now is James Bullock. He has 19 points against his personal tally, 18 rebounds, and he's shooting from the floor 39%.
Solid effort from Bullock. Rebound strong is Tom Schaefer. Body, really all Newcastle can do is try and stay in touch till three-quarter time and then give it everything.
I don't think there's much Newcastle can do, actually, Andy. I don't think they have any weapons that can stall the 36ers for any period of time.
Oh, that's a good block. That's a great block from Neil Turner.
So halfway through the third quarter. It's a 25-point ball game, make it 23 as Bullock scores. So more substitutions. Don Shipway puts Mike Mackay back in. Scott Ninnis leaves again to applause from the crowd. 82 plays 59. So Newcastle coming back just that little bit, Lynn.
Yes, they are, but they still have to get a lot more movement without the ball. Pierce inside to Cottrell. Off the glass, another big rebound from Bullock, and this quarter has belonged to James Bullock. He's pulled down a lot of rebounds and made some fine baskets. He's currently on 21 points, but now it's Peter Harvey. He hands off to Turner, who didn't see it coming.
On the bench's body.
Yeah, I think the only thing that can really hurt the 36ers here is if they go off the boil, if they don't continue to do what they have been up to now, which is break at every opportunity when they get the defensive boards and then run some disciplined offense, 4 or 5 passes. As long as they do that, Newcastle can't get back in the ball game. If we go away from that, then they can.
Well, Bullock's trying his damnedest to get him back in. He makes the lead just 21 points as he brings up his 23rd point. Well, let's see if what Body was suggesting comes off. Move the ball around with a couple of passes. But the steal is from Newcastle. Harvey makes the break. 6 points now to Peter Harvey, and I can't see, Lynn, it'll be too long before Don Shipway calls a substitution to give some boys a bit of a talking to. They almost had a 30-point lead. It's back to 19.
Yes, I think the 36ers need a timeout to settle down, get their minds back on the job. That's another good defensive rebound. Here's a long pass. Up goes the shot from Turner, not successful. Schaefer with the ball. And Mike Mackay is running, but good defense from the Falcons. They come back. Mackay not successful, and you see one pass and a shot coming now from the Sixers. No disciplined offense. Michael Johnson, down it goes.
Well, more substitutions called by the 36ers. Tom Schaefer comes out, Mark Bradke comes out. They put Mark Davis back in. I beg your pardon, Schaefer stays on. Al Green back in the game. 82-65. Just under 5 minutes to go. Third quarter. And Newcastle really making a run now.
There goes Mackay. Left hand, right hand over the top finger roll. Cottrell. 2 points.
Well, he gets the 2 points, and that'll put him on the foul line. It gives us a chance to take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Goal.
His foul shot, the lead is back out to 20. The West End 36ers lead. Bullock, lovely shot. The 2 more, and he's burning. Has 25, and as Lynn said, his average is only 22, so he's better than his average tonight.
So Mackay, Green. All the Sixers are standing. No movement without the ball. Cottrell wants it, but Turner's guarding him. Schaefer hands off back to Cottrell, who puts up the shot. 2 points.
7 points now to Simon Cottrell. Body, what's got Newcastle back into the game?
I think, like I said earlier, if they get physical with Adelaide, we tend to get off the boil a bit, tend to lose a little bit of concentration, go down the floor, take a bad shot, make a bit of an error defensively, and that's all you need for a team that shoots as quickly as Newcastle do. If they get a few of their shooters on track as they have with Bullock, if Johnson joins in, then we could be in a little bit of strife. But basically, as long as Adelaide stays disciplined, Newcastle can't get back into the game.
Well, Coach Shipway has now changed defence as Mike Mackay drives, not able to pick it up. Cottrell in there, Turner with the rebound. But now you'll see Mark Davis is guarding James Bullock. So it'll be interesting to see if Davis can curtail the influence that Bullock has on this game.
On the block. Substitutions come in. 33 on the block. We're at the side now.
Well, 33 is Mark Davis. That's his 3rd foul, Body, and that's not good news for Adelaide.
No, with his 3rd foul, I think they'd have to start looking at the possibility of Dan Clawson. I mean, Dan might be able to muscle Bullock around a little bit. He may not have the quickness to go with him, but if you can push him away from the spots he wants to go, that could be enough.
Well, certainly Bullock is playing with a lot of confidence now, and most sport is all about confidence. So Bullock is hot. He's going to go hard to the hoop. Davis will try and pick up the foul here and does.
Foul is 7. Hands. Here, side.
So the foul is on James Bullock, and it can't be any more obvious than this. Davis goes on the drive.
Time out to Adelaide.
Bullock turns right around, tries to go underneath. But unfortunately, the referee right there and saw it. So Adelaide lead by 18.
You're on the way. Come on.
Well, Lynn, Ken Cole really being hard on his players to start playing that defence as they have. It's got them back into the game. If you play good defence, then the offence seems to come a lot easier.
Yes, it does. Good defence puts pressure on the shooters. If the shooters miss a couple, you pick up a couple of defensive rebounds, run a fast break and score. That really does lift the team. Here come the Falcons now. And Bullock, again, 2 points, not successful. There's a big rebound from Schaefer. And the Falcons are all back on defence. Green wants the ball. He's well guarded by Harvey. Green from the foul line. And he gets a nice little hurry up from Chris Steele. But the 36ers regain possession and start moving without the ball, running their offence. Good effort from Bullock to cut off the pass. Davis has the ball on the foul line. Schaefer inside the green. He'll go over the top. Good reject. Oh, terrible looking shot from Cottrell, and it drops in.
Well, 9 points now to Simon Cottrell. It doesn't matter what they look like. She went in. Body Don Shipway wouldn't have been overly enthusiastic with his players at that last time out.
No, he's emphasising the fact that he thinks Newcastle is getting tired, that defensively they're just throwing their arms about a bit, and if Adelaide stays disciplined and just keeps moving the ball around, 3-4 passes, players keep cutting in the open spots, the chances will come.
Oh, I don't know what that was from Cottrell. Let's call it a pass. There's going to be a foul. And Neil Turner really could have given away the 2 points as goaltending as well there, Lynn.
Yes, held onto the ring.
Let's see who does actually grab the ring. Oh, no, it's Davis. So, well called by Michael Butler. Might have got into young Butler a little bit tonight. But that was a perfect call, right on the spot. Davis makes good. Lead back out to 21. And Davis has 23.
Davis has a good look around. Up goes the basket, down it goes. So the Sixers now in a full court press again. The last time they did this, they forced the error. This time there is no problem for the Falcons to bring the ball down. And Peter Hill. Now to Chris Steele. Up goes the shot from the left-hander. Big rebound from Davis, an outlet pass to Green. Mackay, he'll go all the way to the bucket, 2 points.
Mackay absolutely screaming at referee Jeff Weeks, and perhaps had every right to do so because was chopped across the arm as he drove into the basket. Turner from the foul line. That's a good shot, Neil Turner. Al Green being held by James Bullock. So the lead, 22 points. West End 36ers in front, 35 seconds to play. Third quarter here at the Apollo Stadium. Cottrell looking for someone to give it off to, has Schaefer. From the foul line, one-handed, nice shot, Tom Schaefer.
Beautiful basket from Schaefer over the top of the defence for his 14th point.
Lynn, it's interesting to note every time Tom does something like that, the crowd, you can see heads turn to their partner and say, gee, he can play, this new guy. And he can play.
He can play, and he's now playing defence. He's been given the job of containing Bullock, but Bullock is hot.
Bullock scores on the buzzer. That's three-quarter time here at the Apollo Stadium. 29 points to James Bullock. 22 points the difference. The West End 36ers 95 lead the Newcastle Falcons 73. We take a break and we'll be back.
And Ninnis goes to the basket and he's fouled. So the game turning into a bit of a sloppy affair here.
Foul is 31, Blue. 1 + 1 is 6.
Oh, either way, Body, Don Shipway would be very happy to get a win under his belt.
He'd be happy with the win, but pre-game he was counting on a 40-point victory, and that's what he was stressing also at three-quarter time break, that they could drill Newcastle into the ground and win it by 40. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that, but overall I think they've played fairly well.
Yes, I agree. I think they have played fairly well.
Shipway has another shot to come from Ninnis, but Shipway has rotated the team very well tonight. He's got all his players in, and they've all contributed.
We'll go around the grounds again. Lynn, do you agree Tom Schaefer for our man of the match?
Well, I think it's all over Red Rover as Ninnis picks up his 16th point. I can't argue with anything that's been said about Schaefer, and certainly the contribution that he made in shutting out Johnson is a major factor in the 36ers winning this game.
Yes, well, I'll go with Schaefer. I think he's done a mighty job at both ends of the court. Sixers win possession. Scott has Darryl Pearce, and he gets creamed by Kruger.
Number 11, push, got 2.
Well, Kruger knows no fear. Fortunately, he just ran straight at Pearce and crashed through him.
2 shots.
126 plays 97. Pearce makes it a 30-point game now. Has 12 points, the skipper. Been a fine player tonight, Darryl Pearce. Another good captain's game from him.
Yes, he's made some nice assists. So the 36ers playing very much as a team, particularly the guards, Ninnis and Pearce in the backcourt, have got the assist. Peter Harvey moving well. That's an interesting shot, not successful, and it'll be 36ers ball.
Well, 1:42 to go in this game, and it's fizzing out a little bit, Lynn. Certainly not the tempo that we saw early on,
no,
but Adelaide has it well under control.
Yes, they have. It's quite an untidy game at this stage. Simon Cottrell from the foul line. Harvey. James Carr. Oh, nice little handoff to Turner, but couldn't pick it up. And the 36ers should be running. They were running in that situation earlier, and they're not doing it now. So the defence being extended by the Falcons. James Carr comes up, flicks the ball away from Ninnis and picks up the foul.
21 on the elbow around the back. 1-1 now.
Well, Buddy, I remember being told as a 10-year-old that's probably the worst thing in a game of basketball you can do, because you get pinged every time.
Apparently in Newcastle that's accepted defensive stance. They've got 9 fouls in this quarter, which I think says quite a bit.
Not known for his subtlety, is he, Buddy Nodgelin?
Is there such a thing as a subtle journalist?
Well,
17 points now to Scott Ninnis.
Last shot.
of course, if you really want to know what Buddy thinks about this game, you'll have to buy the Advertiser and find out.
I don't know when though, Andy, because apparently we're still on strike for a while.
Yes, I've heard that. 130 plays 97, so pretty heavy scoring from the 36ers. They lead by 33. Just coming up to a minute to play. Pass is not good to Turner. Bradkey double dribbles that one. He knew he did it, thought he might have got away with it.
Yes, he's looking to get the ball down to the fast-breaking Ninnis. The defensive play ran across in front and forced that error. So Matthew Reese guarding Carr. Little handoff underneath. There goes Ninnis. Retains possession well. Bradkey is going to shoot from 3 points. That's not the sort of thing that Coach Shipway would be looking for. And I think a few more grey hairs on the head of Coach Don Shipway.
Well, I think the player's trying to get Matthew Reese into the game. This is his opportunity. He puts it up off the glass. Cottrell came over the top. Shot missed. Rebound to the Newcastle Falcons. Turner has Harvey. 30 seconds to play. 130 plays 97. Solid win to the 36ers coming up. Oh, the pass was superb. Pass was good there to Chris Steele. Made no mistake.
11 points to Chris Steele. He moved along that baseline to receive that pass beautifully. Pass. Oh, that's a lovely pass from Ninnis.
Yeah, Cottrell finished it off, but the pass was Ninnis's. The assist goes down to Ninnis.
There's a little handoff, and Cottrell makes no mistake and goes to the foul line for the bonus shot, which is not as successful. Kruger with the rebound.
The Newcastle a chance to make the last points in this game. It'll be Harvey trying to drive all the way. Gets creamed along the way. Matthew Reese gets the rebound. No time to get a shot away. So a solid win to the West End 36ers. The balloons come out. The 36ers are home. 132 to 99.
So the Adelaide 36ers jinx continues for the Newcastle Falcons. They played brilliant basketball on their home court tonight. Mark Davis, his usual accomplished self, And Scott Ninnis had a big bearing on the game too, so the Falcons are going to find it awfully difficult to back up against Perth tonight. Our game next week is the reigning champions of the National Basketball League, the North Melbourne Giants. They play at the Broadmeadows Stadium on Friday night, so get out there and see the game if you can. If you can't, don't forget to watch Saturday Night Shootout. Look forward to your company next weekend when we bring you more National Basketball League action.